Hello, iridescent soul. Welcome to today's reading. Today, we are going to be using the tarot to take a look at the energy that you embody, your greatest strength, and your greatest weakness. So, first of all, I just want to thank you for taking the time to join me today. And before we begin, I'd like to invite you to take a deep breath with me. Okay, so we have three cards laid out here. This is your strength, your weakness, and the energy that you embody. So let's start with your first card. Okay, so you have the Ten of Wands. You are being represented by the Ten of Wands. So I feel like you are somebody who is very hardworking, um, and like you have a lot of drive, you have a lot of motivation, and I feel like you are also the type of person to take on a lot of tasks. You're happy to take on a lot of tasks, be it for like obligatory or extracurricular purposes. So, like this could be a task at work, and you just end up having a lot more tasks. Or maybe if you have siblings, the chores just end up like, you end up taking care of most of the chores, or you're just like you're just the person who is like super busy. And like, if not that, then like you just have a lot of other things going on. Maybe it's social events, maybe it's like courses or classes or projects. There's just a lot of tasks on your plate. So I feel like you are somebody who is not afraid to try something new. And I don't see you like as the type of person who shies away from projects. I feel like you do really well in projects and in group activities. So, you really shine in your own way, and you really bring something to the table. And I feel like, you're confident in yourself and you're confident in your skills. I feel like you are somebody who also gets really like easily distracted, or you just get carried away a lot with your ideas. So this can be a little bit troublesome at times, because there are a few projects under your belt that you haven't finished, that you'd like to finish someday. But I also feel like you are someone who moves or travels around often. So this can be like a physical space or a mental space. I am just sensing a lot of like movement. I see you wandering around a lot. So home is wherever your next bright idea leads you. So regardless of wherever you go, I feel like you always leave a mark behind. So the people that you've met, the places that you've been, all of these things, they all have a piece of you. So your greatest strength, let's take a look at your greatest strength. Okay, so you have the 10 of swords. So I'm seeing 10-10 here. So 10-10 might be a significant number for you. It could also be like, a really nice angel number that you see around a lot. But I do feel like the numbers 10-10 really, they mean something to you, or they hold something special to you. But anyway, your greatest strength is represented by the Ten of Swords. So this tells me that your greatest strength is your honesty and your ability to accept the truth. So no matter what life throws at you, no matter what happens, no matter how severe the pain, you always know and trust that when one door closes, another one opens. Like, you are open to the vastness of the universe. You are open to seeing a new light, no matter what happens. So you accept the highs and the lows of life, and you embrace them with grace. And I feel like that this is all part of the human experience. Okay, that you yourself are a part of this earth. And just as all the birds and all the trees, you are part of this earth, and that is just the way that the world works. And what I'm seeing here, what is so beautiful about your greatest strength, is that you are able to see the scars of your past experiences, and you are able to use these lessons to illuminate your innate ability to heal. So that is very powerful. So your greatest strength is really just your 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 flow, how easy it is for you to go with the flow of life. um and I feel like you're just a very fluid person, and I feel like that's also why you have all of these, like, ideas come and go to you, because you're just a very fluid person. You follow the flow of life. So now let's move on to your greatest weakness. Okay, so you have the High Priestess, which is actually pretty interesting, because we were just talking about like the flow of life and being creative and things like that, and that is more of a divine feminine energy. And the High Priestess is a divine feminine energy as well. So it's interesting that you have this as your greatest weakness. So what I am seeing here is that your greatest weakness is your fear of your intuitive abilities. Okay, I feel like you kind of deny this, or you like suppress it. So this is being represented by the High Priestess, and I see that you tend to push away any niggling thoughts or any gut feelings, and I feel like this stems from shame. And I feel like this is deeply rooted as well. I don't feel like you feel ashamed of of I guess just being more emotional, or just being more in touch with your divine feminine energy, but it's more like something that's been deeply rooted in society. So I feel like you don't want to come off as boastful, especially for something that a lot of people do not really understand or even like really believe in. So you don't you don't want to come off as like full of yourself or something like that. Especially um, again, this is something that a lot of people don't really believe in, like having intuitive abilities or something like that. And so because of that, you kind of like push your natural intuitive abilities away by being overly humble. So even though it seems like out of the norm to be an intuitive, or a more common term for this would be like a psychic, we all have that natural and that innate intuitive ability. Okay, so your intuition is strong, and it can become stronger through practice and effort. Spirit highly encourages you to open yourself up to these abilities instead of trying to push them away, or instead of denying them. So this is what I am seeing for you, dear soul. Thank you so much for being here with me today.